Scene opens with a gentle, golden light filtering through a dense, lush jungle canopy. The air is misty and alive with the soft sounds of nature waking up. The first rays of dawn crept through the emerald canopy, painting streaks of gold across the jungle floor. In a secluded den, Rudra, the Tiger King, stirred. His amber eyes flickered open, but his mind was far away, lost in the fading echoes of a dream. A memory. He saw his mother, her form growing faint, her voice a soft, urgent whisper carried on the wind. Rudra, my son, promise me. Never let hate rule your heart. Her words were a constant companion, a guiding star in the darkest of nights. And then another memory surfaced, her voice stronger, almost prophetic. One day, your choice will decide the fate of this jungle. Suddenly, the tranquil morning was shattered. A tremor ran through the earth, followed by the frantic crashing of undergrowth. A herd of deer, their eyes wide with terror, stampeded past his den. A young buck, breathless and trembling, cried out, "The leopards! They've attacked the eastern border! The truce is broken!" A shadow passed overhead. Aaron, the wise old owl and Rudra's most trusted friend, landed silently on a branch nearby. His large, knowing eyes were filled with a grave concern. "Rudra," he hooted softly, his voice a low thrum against the rising chaos. "Think before you act. If you go now, there will be blood." The old truce between the clans, the fragile peace we've held for generations, is shattering as we speak. A low, menacing growl rumbled in Rudra's chest. His muscles tensed, every fiber of his being screaming for action. "If I don't fight Aaron, they'll destroy everything our parents, our ancestors fought to protect. This isn't just about a border. It's about our home." Aaron's gaze was steady, piercing. "I know. But remember your promise to her. Your anger, as righteous as it feels, can be a fire that consumes the very jungle you seek to save." But Rudra was already moving. He burst from his den, a streak of orange and black fury, charging through the misty valley floor. The fog swirled around him, clinging to his fur like a ghostly shroud. Ahead he saw him, Zarn, the formidable leader of the leopard clan, his spotted coat, a stark contrast against the green. His golden eyes locked onto his rival. Zarn Rudra's roar echoed through the valley, a sound that made the very leaves tremble. "Stop this madness!" Zarn turned, his lips curled back in a vicious snarl. "Madness? Your kind betrayed us first. Tiger, this land was meant to be shared, not hoarded by the arrogant pride of lions and tigers." "Lies!" Rudra roared back, his voice thick with indignation. "We guarded this land together, as partners. It was your clan that grew restless, your ambition that poisoned the well of our trust." With a guttural scream of rage, Zarn leaped. Claws flashed like silver daggers in the dim light. The two predators met in a whirlwind of muscle and fury. The ground shook with the force of their collision. Trees trembled, their branches groaning as if in pain. Across the jungle, every animal, from the smallest monkey to the mightiest elephant, held its breath, hiding in the shadows as the two kings clashed under the darkening sky. Storm clouds gathered overhead, mirroring the tempest on the ground below. They fought with a primal intensity, a dance of death, passed down through generations. Every slash, every parry, every roar was filled with years of simmering resentment during a brief, desperate pause to catch their breath. Zarn, panting heavily, spat out the words that would change everything. "Your precious mother! She killed my brother!" Rudra froze. The world seemed to stop spinning. The sounds of the jungle, the patter of the first raindrops, the thunder rumbling in the distance, it all faded into a deafening silence. "No," he whispered, the word barely audible. "That can't be true. She was the guardian of peace!" Zarn let out a bitter, mocking laugh. "Ask your wise owl. Ask Aaron. He knows everything. He was there. As if summoned by the accusation, Eren appeared from the stormy sky, landing on a fallen log. The sorrow in his ancient eyes was a confession in itself. He looked at Rudra, his heart heavy. "It's true, Rudra," he said, his voice laced with an old pain. "She did it. But it was years ago. You were just a cub. A rogue leopard had found our den. She did it to protect you." The truth hit Rudra like a physical blow. His mother's promise, Zarn's rage, his own loyalty. It all collided within him, a maelstrom of conflicting emotions tearing him apart. He felt the hate, the burning, venomous hate his mother had warned him against, rising like a flood. It was intoxicating. It was powerful. It demanded vengeance. A brilliant fork of lightning split the sky, illuminating the scene in a stark, brutal flash. In that instant, Rudra saw his chance. He had Zarin pinned, vulnerable. One more strike, one swift, final blow, and it would all be over. His claws extended, trembling with the desire to end it, to silence the pain and the betrayal. He raised his paw, but then he saw his mother's face in his mind's eye. "Never let hate rule your heart." He stopped. The raw power coursing through him receded, replaced by a profound, aching clarity. He looked at Zarn, not as an enemy, but as another soul, trapped in the same cycle of pain. "No," Rudra breathed, the word a solemn vow. "The hate ends here, today." Slowly, deliberately, he stepped back. He lowered his paw, retracting his claws. "I will not continue the cycle my mother started. I break the chain." Zarn stared, his eyes wide with disbelief and confusion. The aggression drained from his body, replaced by a stunned silence. The rain, which had been a drizzle, now fell in a steady, cleansing sheet, washing the blood and mud from the ground. A fragile peace, as delicate as a newborn leaf, began to settle over the bruised land. That night, the storm had passed. The jungle breathed again, its rhythm slow and steady. Rudra stood on a high cliff, looking up at the blanket of stars that had emerged from behind the clouds. He found the brightest one, the one he always thought of as his mother's spirit. "Mother!" he whispered to the silent night. "I kept my promise. I chose a different path. Hate will not rule my heart." From the darkness of a nearby tree, a soft smile touched Eren's beak. He watched the young king, his heart swelling with a cautious hope. "Perhaps now," the old owl murmured to himself, "the jungle can truly begin to heal." The story of the tiger and the leopard was far from over, but a new chapter, one written not in blood, but in forgiveness, had just begun. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If you were moved by Rudra's journey, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tailies from the wild heart of the jungle. We'd love to have you join our community. Until next time, stay wild and stay kind.